Good morning, everyone. Lots going on this morning, but we're going to settle in and we're going to settle in and we're going to go a little deeper first thing. What do you think? When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper. My heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper. My heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Sing with me. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Again. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Love. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, we pray.
Well, you have decided to come to church on a really important day. The whole title of this day is Celebration Sunday. We have so many things to celebrate, you can't possibly imagine all that they are. So this is Carol's Celebration Sunday. We honor and appreciate all of the things that Carol has been and done during the many years she has been part. Now, in case you didn't notice, she hasn't died. So this is not a eulogy. But she's been a prayer chaplain. She's been active in every single part of this church. I know that each of you probably have prayed with her. And if you haven't, please take advantage of that fact. Now, she's only moving to Boulder, which is her hometown, and her sisters live there. And she's going to be a princess in an ivory tower and have a full view of the Front Range, but the Flatirons, thank you. So we know that she will be back. She just won't be here as much as she was. And so we want to appreciate her, and we aren't going to make her hold these flowers through the whole service. But we want you to appreciate Carol now. Applaud, applaud, applaud. I can't. So if we weren't celebrating anything else today, we would celebrate Marilyn, because she's 95 today. And while we don't celebrate every birthday, When you have your 95th birthday, we will celebrate that too. All right, hit it. To you, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Marilyn. Happy birthday to you. Woo! And then this particular day is always an important celebration in our church life. Nina, come to me. I'll put you on that side and now. So this is a special service for receiving members as voting members of Unity on the Avenue. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, defined unity in this way. Unity is a link in the great educational movement inaugurated by Jesus. Our objective is to discern the truth in Christianity and prove it. The truth we teach isn't new. Neither do we claim any special revelation or discovery of new religious principles. Our purpose is to help and teach humanity to use and prove the eternal truth taught by our master teacher, Jesus. Nina, you have expressed a desire to officially affiliate yourself with Unity on the Avenue, so that together we might make Charles Fillmore's definition of unity come alive by modeling for humankind the truth that Jesus taught and demonstrated. For unity membership, there is no requirement other than a desire to know God and seek the truth in your own heart. To follow the only commandment that Jesus gave us in Luke 12:30 and 31, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. And thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Unity people come together so that they may more effectively minister to the needs of others and may benefit mutually through mutual spiritual communion. We unite to work together to help one another. We unite to join our prayers, our thoughts, our spiritual powers for the enrichment of our own life and to bless all of humankind. In this manner, we strive to become a force for good, to work for God and to work for good in this world. We as individual students of truth unite in spirit, drawn into cooperation and friendship through invisible bonds of love and mutual respect. We strengthen one another and we work together in God's time. These are Unity on the Avenue's vision and mission, purpose and values. Our vision statement: one in spirit, we celebrate a world compassionately transformed. Our mission statement: we are a spiritual community that inspires, that connects, and that serves. Purpose: we exist to promote the practice of spiritual principles and in so doing, grow a loving, compassionate community. These are our core values: inspiration, collaboration, expansiveness, joy, and integrity. So these are the belief, the vision, the mission that our congregation has created. Do you as a new member commit to supporting these in all your thoughts, prayers, and service? If so, please say I do.
I do. I feel like I'm getting married.
It's kind of like that. Madam President, Nina has expressed a desire to unite in membership with Unity on the Avenue. She has pledged her alignment with the mission, vision, values, purpose of this church. She is demonstrating her commitment in her own spiritual growth and has promised to support this church. Do you, as the elected representative of the congregation of Unity on the Avenue, accept her as a member, as a voting member with all the accorded privileges and responsibilities?
I do. If we're not married.
So from this day forward, be it known that Nina has become a voting member of Unity on the Avenue.
And I present this certificate of membership to you. This is to certify that you, Nina Abernathy, has been granted membership in Unity on the Avenue on this day, February 11th, 2024. We welcome you.
Thank you.
We behold the Christ in you now and always.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Welcome.
Glad to be here.
Welcome.
So that's 3. We are also celebrating the completion of our, how many spirit groups have you done? 4?
For this time, there's 2 going on,
But
in
since the-
total, probably 10.
So spirit groups. And when we finish a spirit group, we have a celebration. So tell them what you've been doing and what you did on Friday and what's coming when.
So our 2 spirit groups that have been going on through the holidays studied Essential Spirituality, the book that we had in our Sunday service, and we practiced some of the activities and the just the practices that were listed in that book, and there's so much wisdom there. We had such wonderful discussions about it, and I think it will help us in the future as we practice that. So let's see, we have had a social event for both of those. One of them, we went to the movies, saw a great movie, went out to dinner. And then the other one, we had a really fun potluck not a potluck, actually, we ordered in some food to Linda's and had a really nice time visiting there and seeing her music boxes. And then the other thing we always do at the end of our studies is to do a community service project. So one of our groups did Colorado Feeding Kids and had a great time with that. And then the other one we just did Friday, we went to the Senior Support Services, and so many kind people there. They always appreciate us, and that was a really nice afternoon. So we did that just last week. So we are finishing things off to celebrate today, Celebration Sunday for our spirit groups. And we will be starting new groups up in March, beginning of March. Penny is going to head up an Earth Care spirit group around the 12 Powers. And we've been talking about what we want to do on Sunday. There's lots of options. I don't know that everybody's kind of come together on that, but I think it will be a really fun spirit group as well.
Thank you. And our Unity Foundation principle that we honor with everything that we do. There is only one power, please join me. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life. God, the good, omnipotent. And our prayer chaplain for today is Lori.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
So I invite you into a time of prayer. Let's just relax in our chairs and take in a few deep breaths. Divine Spirit, we move into the sacred space of divine love and light that is within and all around each of us. With our hearts open to Spirit, we are present in this moment and fully aware of our true essence. One with the universe, we offer one another and we accept from others an abundance of blessings in friendship, peace, joy, and compassion. We are the expression of Divine Spirit as we engage in life, growing, learning, and serving for the health and well-being of our neighbors and our community. We too are then recharged, filled with goodwill and divine love. We are so grateful that the activity of Spirit moves through each of us to be blessings to the world as we serve and bring comfort to all beings. And so it is. Amen.
Okay, we are going to bring Jason Mraz into the room today. This is a wonderful song that I felt really fit what Doris is going to talk about. It's about life and looking for the good. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. People done gone crazy. People done gone mad. People done forgot the superpowers we all have. We were born to love, not hate. We can decide our fate. Look for the good in everyone and celebrate all our mistakes if there's a silver lining. You still have to find it, find it, find it. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone is sunshine. Everyone needs rain. Everyone is carrying around some kind of pain. I see who you are. You're just like me. I see you searching for your purpose, guided by a dream. I see who you are. I'm just like you. I get lost sometimes and I forget what I came here to do. I keep on trying, keep on trying. When it gets frightening, look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good. Look for the good. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone is nature. Everyone is God. Everyone is love and light and good vibration. Look for the good. Look for the good. Everyone gets mad sometimes. Maybe they should. Look for the good. Look for the good. Yeah, look out for all the heroes in your neighborhood. Look for the good. Look for the good. Life sure would be sweeter if everybody would. Sing with me. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Look for the good in everyone. One more time. Look for the good in everyone.
Well, you've been churched. You can go home now. No. Isn't it interesting that sometimes a line of a song really says every single thing that is contained in what we believe? Now, the trick is doing it. How are you doing with looking for the good in everyone in this world today? And how much of the difficulty that we have in looking for the good in everyone has its roots in religion? I know in some ways that's an odd thing for a minister to start a talk with. But we're looking at Emmet Fox's Sermon on the Mount. By the way, there's still 2 of them up here. If you'd like to read it, borrow it. If you'd like to own it, $10. Either one works. So I'm guessing for some of you, just the word Lent presses your buttons. Some of you are all excited about thinking about Lent. You may give something up for Lent. You may have a spiritual practice you do during Lent. All those things are related to church. Which brings me to that wonderful word, church. How many of you attended church pretty regularly when you were a child? All right, so your parents, quote, took you there. And the question becomes, how did that experience, see how quick you get to talk, how did that experience affect you? Can be positively, negatively. What do you remember that was really great? What do you remember that made it hard to go? Whatever comes up for you.
So yeah, church was great. Went to Sunday school, church, MYF, and the Baptists had Wednesday night, the Methodists didn't, and we had church on Sunday night too. So I've always been a churchgoer, and I still am.
Hi, my name is Kate, and I went to this church for 7 years, and I'm here today in honor of Carol Braun, beautiful person who assisted me and has helped me with many things, very compassionate person. So I'm honored to be here today. Well, as a child, I experienced something that I don't know if anyone in this room would have, but I was raised in a Mormon situation. My mother was Mormon, my father was an atheist, so interesting combination. And what I noticed about that experience was I grew up in this neighborhood, and my school was integrated, but the Mormon church didn't have one black person in it. Mm-hmm. And then I found out that they can't be baptized, they can't be part of the church. You know, there's something in the Book of Mormon, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I walked away from the Mormon church when I was a teenager, and I've never looked back. And now I, once again, live in this neighborhood. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing. Kate, right?
Kate.
Thank you, Kate. How about somebody else's experience of church? Coming your way.
Mine's really silly. I remember the Sunday school teacher, Miss Betsy. She worked at Kmart, and every Sunday she'd come to church. And church was like a saving place for me when I was little. A lot of commotion and stuff. And Miss Betsy would always have us sit there with her in the pew, and she'd have coloring books and crayons. And I remember singing, "I'm in the Lord's Army," and I don't know if she realized what an impact she made, but it really did make an impact for a small person who had a hard world to live in. So,
Thank you.
My father was an Episcopalian, and my mother was a Methodist. Her father, my grandfather, was a very devout, committed Methodist, and the joke around the family was that if you weren't a Methodist, you weren't a Christian. But my father tried the Methodist church, but he missed the ritual. So we ended up, by the time I was aware, occasionally we would attend the Episcopal church, but never really very often. I don't remember really going to church on a regular basis until I was maybe 11 or 12. We went to this little small Episcopal church in North Carolina, where the Episcopal churches are not a very big thing. But it was a small church, and the churches there, they said, they were built in the shape of a cross, so that you went straight down the middle aisle. These were the smaller churches, I guess. And then you toward the cross in the middle, and then on each side that was built, there was a side vestibule on the side and some other office on the other side. So the whole thing was the shape of the cross. Anyway, I became an acolyte in the church. And at first, we have a procession coming down the church at the beginning of the service, with one acolyte carrying the cross, and then the choir and then the minister, and then the flags for the church flag and the American flag. And you had acolytes carrying those too. At first, I was an acolyte carrying the American flag or the church flag at the end. But then I moved up the ladder, and I became the acolyte carrying the cross. And that was a big deal. When I would go down, of course, in the Episcopal Church, everybody bows and crosses themselves and everything else as you go by, because that's part of the ritual. And as with the cross going by. And then we always had communion every Sunday with the bread and the wine, real wine. And I would help the minister give people the bread and the wine and all of that. And I just, it was a very nice feeling. I enjoyed being a part of it. I really enjoyed the services in the Episcopal Church, but I was never really committed to the Christian doctrine. I never really bought it. And so eventually I kind of, stepped away from the church for a while and then came back in a different way, like me here now, to going to church later in life.
Thanks, Clyde. Go ahead and just hold it for a minute, do you want to talk, Donalyn? There, all right, go.
I went to church every Sunday for 18 years, and I found it confusing and abusive and not necessarily the most pleasant thing to go through. But as a little bitty girl, we learned how to sing Jesus Loves Me, and that was always my go-to song. So regardless of what kind of judgment and God's going to get you kind of attitude, I always sang back, well, Jesus loves me. And I honestly feel that's what kept me from being completely lost. So when I found unity and discovered that, yes, we actually were connected to spirit and all part of one of the great cosmos of spirit, I was very relieved and thankful. And I've been very, very happy to be here. Because it's all love, And it's all love, and I'm thankful.
Thanks, Donalyn. Who else would like to share their church experience from the past?
Good morning, I'm Brent. I guess my first experience is my formative years, 10 years and younger. My parents went to church on a regular basis, and I remember being involved in many of the activities at the Methodist Church, but we lived in Ohio. I remember that there was a Native American, and as a child, used to run around the church and have fun and, run as fast as I could. And he gave me the name, and I have never forgotten about it, an Indian name, Ungati, which he said I was Ungati. And Ungati, he said, was swift running deer. And I've never forgotten that. I kind of got away from the church after we moved to Colorado. That was like in 1972. My parents kind of did the religious thing on TV. So every Sunday morning they would do the TV ritual church thing. I don't think I was very interested. And I realized that coming here to Unity and being part of this, we have a cohesiveness, we have a connection, and you could feel it in the room. Never could do that on TV. So very happy to be here. Thank you.
Thanks, Brent. I appreciate you sharing. And what I hear from what you shared is a remembered connection. I'm not sure how many of you were enjoying the theology of your church, but you were connected in a way where you could feel, as Brent was just saying, the divine spirit within. So when we're touched by that energy, we know that we're touched. When we hear some of the words about church, religion, even the word Christianity, some of us have different reactions. So what if, no matter whether you were in the Mormon church, and one time I visited a Mormon church, all three segments, and I was personally touched by the first one where the people were sharing how I had two stories which I'll repeat to you. One woman had toddlers, and one of the toddlers had gotten under the sink and drank something they weren't supposed to. She called an elder, she called 911, and the elder got there before the ambulance, went with her to the hospital, was with her to pray while the little kid's stomach was pumped. That's amazing. The other one shared that her mom had died, and the sisters came in and helped clean her house and make food and do all these things. I have never been touched by the way I was touched, which was when I moved out here after I was a minister and starting a church, by that spirit of love and community, which is awesome. And I was sitting we went because my son's best friend was Mormon, and they wanted him to come, and he didn't want to go without me. So I went with him. And the second part was Bible study, men and women together. And the boy's mother was sitting beside me, and she said, "I'm sure you understood all that." I said, "I didn't understand a word of it." She said, "Don't worry, I never did either." So see, what connects us is the energy of love and caring. What separates us are the words about that. And that's what Emmet Fox's Sermon on the Mount is honestly about. It's what unity is about. It's what New Thought churches are about. What if, whatever church you attended, they were using the right book, but they were teaching the wrong lessons? We have, Doris included, because I was raised Southern Baptist and my story would not be different if I were telling it. Some of you have heard me tell it. I recognize the love in my little country church, Braley Union Church, Southern Baptist, ministers trained at Bob Jones University, which some of you have probably heard about. The love was absolutely real. The theology was man-made and interpreted. What Emmet Fox is trying to teach us is that we have the power to interpret those words in a unity way, in a New Thought way, in a CSL way, where we learn the beauty of the lesson rather than get hung up on other men's interpretation of those same words. That's the reason for metaphorical or metaphysical Bible interpretation. And each one of us has the power to do that. The other part that, because of some other meetings that I attended this week, that's a little bit frustrating for me, is if you have a Native American ritual, many of you will go, "Oh, this is so wonderful." Do you care that it comes from the bear or the wolf? Are you having a big conversation in your head about the fact, well, wolves don't talk and bears don't say things? Or are you listening to the lesson that's there for you? When we do a Buddhist meditation, I've been part of lots of Buddhist groups in my past. Are you busy worrying about the Sanskrit and the lesson of the Buddhist meditation? Or are you experiencing the energy of the Buddhist meditation? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't throw, and I meant to bring a Bible and didn't this morning, but don't throw the Bible out because somebody has interpreted it in a way that you found offensive. Metaphysically, the whole Bible, from Adam to Jesus, is our story. It's our story of evolution. Every single story in that Bible has a profound lesson if you're willing to get over your allergy to whatever affected you, either as a child or as a human being in a world where the Bible is often used to club people to death. That is not the Bible's fault. If somebody picks up a stick and beats me with it, it's not the stick's fault. The stick didn't do anything. It's the person wielding it. And in terms of, what do I want to say? In terms of looking for the good, don't confuse the vehicle with the person wielding the message. Those are not the same. We get to interpret things. Some of us as children were adored. Some of us as children were abused. Some of us had an even more confusing experience of being adored and abused, so you didn't know which one was really happening. But yet in our hearts, every single one of us knows what love is. We feel it when we're with it. We know when we're having an experience of being loved. And if we're willing to look for the other words, obviously, we aren't going to get to all of the parts of the lesson that I could have brought you. But if we just look at the first little bit from Matthew chapter 6. It says, "Beware of practicing your righteousness before others in order to be seen by them, for then you have no reward from your Father in heaven." What part of your experience of church was somebody telling you how to be righteous rather than showing you how to be righteous, showing you how to be loving, showing you and demonstrating what Jesus is love? During our membership ceremony, Jesus only gave us 2 commandments. Love the Lord your God, and we wouldn't necessarily use Lord or some of those words, but you get it. Love the divine energy of the universe, and love your neighbor as yourself. Is there anything in that message that you find offensive? No. We all walk in here and want to be loved, want to give love, want to support each other. So it goes on to say, whenever you give alms, money, praise, don't sound a trumpet before you. As Clyde was saying, you don't necessarily have to have a procession with the priest and the incense and the cross and the whole thing, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, so that they may be praised by others. I tell you, they have received their reward. But when you give alms, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your alms may be done in secret. And your Father, who sees in secret, will reward you. Emmet Fox tells us that the secret place is Jesus' way of talking about the kingdom of heaven. Not the kingdom of heaven up here, the kingdom of heaven in here. And each of you, I know, has been in heaven. You've experienced it, you felt it, you knew it when it was happening. And I know that each of you have been in hell. You felt that, you experienced it, and you knew when it was happening. And what Jesus is teaching us to do is how to be in heaven inside of ourselves. Every single word, that's what he's teaching us. If you do this, you'll be in heaven. If you do that, you won't. And because of the messages we've received from society, from media, from maybe a church, we have a story about something different. So, 4 pages that you don't have to see or hear. And I invite you to simply relax and breathe with me for a few moments. Breathe out any pain that you have associated with church. Whether it was as a child, whether it was an adult. No matter what church that pain happened in. It may even have been a unity church. Breathe in the energy of love, the energy of community. Breathe out judgment. Breathe out the story that you've created in your own mind about the evils of church, the evils of the Bible, the evils of Christianity. Breathe in connection, community, caring, compassion, and love. Simply breathe it in. You don't have to believe a word that I say, but breathe in the energy of what is true for you. Don't let anyone's words confuse you. Don't even let my words confuse you. I know that each and every one of you knows when you're loved. Each and every one of you has experienced the energy of love. That love that you have experienced is what Unity calls the Christ energy of love that is present in each and every person. Sometimes we give off love, sometimes we don't. Let go of anything unlike love and choose to hold and maintain the energy of love in all you do. That's what Unity, New Thought, is trying to teach. The ability to choose and to hold on to what is sacred. And the ability to let go of all that is not. We choose what thoughts we will hold on to. And we choose the thoughts we will let go of. You are the king or queen of your universe. You have ultimate power. You are blessed. You are special. You are unique. You are divine, exactly the way you are. We are grateful for that unchanging truth that has been true since the authors of the Bible inserted those stories with intention to demonstrate truth. And we have the ability to hear the lessons that were intended rather than the lessons that you may have heard. So we are grateful, eternally grateful. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
Alleluia, 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 alleluia. We are one now, 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 we are one now.
So this is our opportunity to give, to share. Many of you are consistent, committed givers. You commit to giving and you give every Sunday, every week, every month, every year in the amount that you are committed. And some of you tend to give. Some of us tend to use the square in the back. Some of you actually use cash and checks. We take those too. So we are delighted to accept your gifts. And whether we have church online because the weather is crummy or whether we actually meet together, the expenses of the church continue to go on. So knowing that, we know that you give and bless in the ways that suit you. So I invite you to say our offertory affirmation with us. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I give, and all that I receive. So I know it wouldn't be a shock to you that all Unity churches don't say those in the same order. You hear me mess it up all the time because I got programmed in a different order, but I'm learning, as we all are. Thank you.
Life is short, it's up to you to make it sweet. Life is short, it's up to me to make it sweet. Life is short, it's up to us to make it sweet. Make it sweet, make it sweet. We were born knowing the truth of love, ease, and grace. We have have a place. Life is short, it's up to you to make it sweet. Life is short, it's up to me to make it sweet. Life is short, it's up to us to make it sweet. Make it sweet, make it sweet. We grow up, go through life, make friends and carry on. Learn our ABCs, our 1, 2, 3s, and how to get along. Life is short, it's up to you to make it sweet. Life is short, it's up to me to make it sweet. Life is short, it's up to us to make it sweet. Make it sweet, make it sweet. Some grew up thinking we're never enough. Well, here's the truth, we're more than enough. That's why we sing, life is short, it's up to you to make it sweet. Life is short, it's up to me to make it sweet. Life is short, it's up to us to make it sweet. Make it sweet, make it sweet. Along our way, there will be hard times and great times too. Whichever you choose to have more of is entirely up to you. Life is short, it's up to you to make it sweet. Life is short, it's up to me to make it sweet. Life is short, it's up to us to make it sweet. Make it sweet, make it sweet, make it sweet. Thank you. That's one of mine.
Live in heaven, make it sour, live in hell. It's up to you. Choose one. So we don't have any children, but each of us has an inner child. And so you can think about Kathy and Jay and Joey and all of our other kids that occasionally show up, or you can think about the inner children of the people in the world, in the room, and in the whole world. So give them a little energy and let's bless them. Children, you are loved, special, and important. We see you and bless the divine beings that you are. And our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.